everyone. Today I'm here to help you figure out which strength and conditioning coaching certification is going to be best for you. You have a lot of online options, but they have some critical differences, namely price, flexibility, accreditation, and degree requirements. So I'm going to start with that one, degree requirements. So if you plan to pursue strength and conditioning as your coaching career path, and you want to do so with collegiate organizations, you want to be able to work on a college football team, or you want to work with professional athletes, you're going to need something that has a much higher standard. And that's going to be what you find over here with the National Strength and Conditioning Association, or over here, down here, what we have with the CSCCa, and over here with the National Strength and Conditioning Association. You will need a bachelor's degree. It has to be in some sort of related field to help bolster your opportunities there. And that is definitely something like physical sciences or any type of kinetic science, sports medicine, things of those. That is a requirement. Some facilities, like over here, the National Council on Strength and Fitness, will also offer the strength and conditioning certification if you have some degree, but not necessarily a 4-year bachelor degree. So if you have a 2-year degree, if you have a degree in an unrelated field, these are all opportunities. Now, not everyone requires a degree, which is very important. If you want to get started right out the gate and you don't want to get a 4-year degree before you get your coaching certification, ISSA has a top tier strength and conditioning certification. Other than the Yoga 200 training that I did with them, this is the second hardest I've ever done. It is very demanding. There's a lot of deep, granular information, but spoiler, it has helped in so many other areas, not just building my own strength and conditioning, but recognizing injuries in the family when someone tries to do an unexpected bicep curl and tears a tendon, knowing what the recovery times will be, being able to work on lengthening, strengthening, and building that muscle in a way that supports individual goals, not just with myself, but with the people I train. So in addition to that collegiate requirement, consider where you want to work, right? If you want to work with pro athletes, if you want to work in a college setting, you're going to not only need that degree to support your coaching certification, but you're probably going to need accreditation. So when you come over here with the National Strength and Conditioning certification, you will get accreditation. You will have the opportunity. You can see here that they go through that accreditation right here. So you do have the accreditation you need. You will also obviously get it over here. You will find NSCA accreditation right here. And then if you come over here, you can generally pay more for accreditation, and working with colleges is not your primary goal, and you instead want to work with gyms. Well, then you don't necessarily need that NSCA certification unless your gyms require it. And there are a few. Gold's Gym, I believe LA Fitness might be one of them. There are several gym franchises that do require that accreditation for your certification, but they don't require a 4-year degree behind that certification. Then you have to consider what your job market opportunities will be once you get that certification. So over here, obviously you have a lot of opportunities to work in the tactical sector, in the private sector, professional sports, right? NSCA comes at opportunities to kind of stay within their membership. And then over here, this training certification right here is going to work really well for collegiate setting. This is going to be the program that helps you work as a coach, getting that certification. Also, tactile environments, maybe you want to work with police officers, the military, maybe you want to work in colleges. If you want to work in schools or with pro athletes, with children, just as a trainer, you don't want to be the one who's doing that tactile strength and conditioning for military personnel, totally fine. National Council on Strength and Fitness or ISSA are your two options. So these are also accredited over here. They are widely recognized. You can take your certification at home with ISSA. You also have the opportunity to use their continuing education portal and their career portal. That career portal sets you up with top trusted brands. You can see all of these main brands. There are so many more. And I've learned in all of the sessions I've attended, there are so many opportunities. You can actually, if you are signed up with ISSA and you haven't yet completed your certification, but you kind of have a rough date, you can start applying through their resources over here. You can start using the, well, it's there once you sign up, but you can start using the Career Connect option that they have. That's a portal where you can look for jobs where you live, you can look for jobs elsewhere, and you can even connect with gyms like LA Fitness, Anytime Fitness, all the gyms that work with ISSA, and say, hey, you know, I'm taking my certification now. This is the date I have projected for getting that certification, finishing my final exam. And there are a lot of places that will work with you and are happy to extend a contingency job offer, meaning you have a job offer contingent upon completing your certification. Well, that's going to vary based on what all you add. Obviously, this cost is going to be around $650 for a one-time purchase. You can spread that out. You get the digital book, you get the online access, you get things like a movement library, so you can see how different moves should be performed safely. Over here, you have that cost around the same. So if you're just doing the certified strength coach and you're not adding a master trainer or personal trainer to the mix, then you're seeing right here the average price is around $900. So that's a bit more by a few $100s than ISSA. So you're going to have a somewhat similar price point depending on where you want to go. So that regular strength and conditioning coach or that master strength and conditioning coach. So again, know what you want to pursue in terms of your career goals so that you know whether having that opportunity for a master is going to be something that you want to pursue. So this has a written exam. You can do a practice exam online, that is important, but you will have to take a written exam at different locations in person. So obviously a much higher requirement there. You can see that prices change with NSCA based on whether you are a member or not. Now that's important because part of their competition when it comes to this particular certification, whether or not you are a member, they are a sciences-based organization. You can become a member and then you can take the test, you can buy study materials, you can take ongoing tests, all of that for a discounted price, but you are paying for your membership. Now, I have done the math, and honestly, you might as well just get the membership if you're going to pursue this route, because once you get a single degree, you're going to save the membership costs. But you do need this CPR AED certification and a bachelor's degree, as I mentioned. Some organizations like ISSA include the CPR requirement there, so you can complete that separately, but it's included in your cost. You can see here, registration is going to vary for member versus non-member. If you have to retake one section or both sections, it's going to cost you pretty much the same as your original registration, whereas online organizations like ISSA let you retake your online test, I believe once for free, and then you have to pay beyond that. If you have a degree and you are looking to work at a collegiate level, a professional level, a tactile level with maybe military or other federal organizations, these are the requirements that you're going to want to meet. This accreditation, this in-person test that proves you know what you're doing and you didn't just race through videos. If, however, you want to work in schools, you want to work as a trainer, you want to work in gyms, then you have other options here that don't require that same degree and don't cost nearly as much, but still bring with them a good reputation. You have the National Council on Strength and Fitness, and then you have ISSA as a good opportunity here. So consider what it is you want to pursue, which avenue you want to pursue, whether you want that flexible online test taking or the in-person rigor, or whether you want to pursue something that you can bundle with things like a master trainer coach certification or things like personal trainer and maybe yoga instructor.